John Weber in the Lowcountry Associate Broker, Charter One Realty. I did a video on Beaufort about a year ago, and it was very, very highly rated. A lot of views, a lot of interest, comments, things like that. So I decided to come back and improve on that. And what I've done is gone to Charter One Realty, and I've enlisted the help of Ethan James, born and raised in Beaufort. So if you're interested in Beaufort, South Carolina and what's going on here, stay tuned because we're going to drill down. So I'm here with Ethan James, who is with Charter One Realty, an associate broker, right?
Yes.
Associate broker with Charter One Realty, born and raised in Beaufort.
That's right.
I'm making amends over the first video I made. I went out and found Ethan, who knows everything about Beaufort. And we're going to talk about, first thing we're going to talk about is a little bit about you.
Great. Thank you, John. Thank you for having me. Ethan James, I'm with Charter One Realty here in Beaufort. Born and raised here in Beaufort and have been in the real estate business for a little over 10 years now. Graduated from the local community college here in Beaufort as well, and have been in general real estate, but also on the development and sales background, a lot of new construction, and love Beaufort.
Okay.
So
that's good. And so to start, we're here, where are we right now?
So we're in downtown Beaufort at the Waterfront Park.
Okay, and this is a hot spot, is it not?
This is, I think if you think of Beaufort, this is the epitome of Beaufort. It's the downtown with all the shops and the restaurants. You've got the beautiful waterfront just behind us. There's a lot of festivals and events that occur here.
Okay, and you pointed out to me across the river the Beaufort Memorial Hospital, is that it?
Correct. So
you
that
probably
is.
Can't see that on the video, but that's a biggie.
That's right. So that's the local healthcare system here. You've got a young administration that works at the hospital. They're doing a lot of innovation and new technology coming to the area, but that is the local healthcare system between Charleston and Savannah.
Okay. And I have not been down here at night, but I imagine it's pretty busy because right now I'm looking at some restaurants and coffee shops and things like that across the way.
Absolutely. So everything backs up right to the Waterfront Park. You've got a lot of really, really great restaurants, great nightlife. You'll have live music, local food, local seafood,
Okay.
just some really, really great restaurants.
And the next street over, which is the main street here.
Correct,
right?
Bay Street. So all your local shops, a few other restaurants, boutiques, just lots of history and historical sites, historical buildings.
But we're venturing off of that on this video. We walked through a restaurant called Saltus.
Yep.
Which is like an awesome place, right?
Correct. So local seafood. It's Saltus River Grill. It overlooks the Waterfront Park.
Only open for dinner.
Only open for dinner, yeah.
Okay.
Great drink menu, great local seafood, and then they've got a really, really spectacular view overlooking the downtown.
Okay. And the same guy owns another restaurant, right?
Correct. So he owns also Hearth Woodfire Grill and Pizza. They are open for lunch and dinner as well. Great spot.
Okay. And what are a couple other restaurants if people come down and visit Beaufort?
Yep. So you've got Old Bull Tavern is one of our favorites. Great nightlife, great ambiance, great food and drink menu. You've got Breakwater Restaurant, which is actually located right next to the Charter One office.
Right.
It's a great restaurant as well.
Now, one thing that I'm noticing, I'm over there in Beaufort, you're here. It really seems to be connecting a little bit with the development, kind of bridging that gap, is it not? Because just the growth.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the whole county, is becoming just very, very desirable to people, and we've got a lot of folks moving this way. And either you're either in Beaufort or you're in Bluffton or Hilton Head, but the growth is coming to kind of connect them all.
It really is, especially, I mean, you get past the Broad River and then you start seeing growth on 170, which connects the two areas. But I'm really seeing it coming together because of the popularity of the Lowcountry.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think people who want to, so I think you're referring to the Okatee area, which is in between Bluffton and Beaufort, and it really just gives people the best of both worlds. If you want a short drive to Beaufort or a short drive to Bluffton, you can kind of live right in the middle of the two.
And we're going to talk a little bit about areas that people could buy real estate in, okay?
Yep.
And you talked about Celadon, is that right?
Correct. So Celadon is a master plan community located about 4 or 5 minutes to downtown Beaufort. You've got a health and wellness club. You've got the true Lowcountry architecture, lots of parks and open space, nature trails. It's got a little small commercial town square.
Okay.
So a little premature on the town square, meaning they're envisioning restaurants and shops and things coming, but the community is still in the early phases and kind of growing. So.
And you talked about Port Royal, which is another area, right?
So Port Royal, there's a large development there that was recently acquired. They're going to do a whole nother downtown area with shops and restaurants. Port Royal is a very vibrant community, lots of festivals. They have a farmer's market every Saturday morning. Great shops, restaurants already in place, but more coming.
And we're going to go over there and take a look. Also the Point, which is walkable, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So the historic point of downtown Beaufort is in the historical district. It's walkable to downtown Beaufort. It's only just a couple of minutes from here. And,
you said there's a house that was built when?
I think the oldest home there was built in 1720. You've got some other iconic homes there. For instance, the Big Chill House, title home, is located right in downtown Beaufort. It's kind of one of the most iconic in the area. It's a short walk to downtown.
Okay. And there was another area, Whitehall, is that it?
Correct.
Okay.
So Whitehall is a new project. It's located just on the other side of the downtown bridge. Again, master plan community, Lowcountry architecture. They're going to have some townhomes, lot home packages, or you can just purchase a home site and build when convenient for you.
So people are looking at this video that live in Ohio, Pennsylvania, really all over. Why would somebody come to Beaufort and buy? What does it offer? The ambiance, obviously, with the history.
I think for somebody who has grown up here, I think the best way to explain Beaufort is the community. It's a very welcoming community. I think you can be a part of the community, and really get involved. The people here, the history, the beaches, the restaurants.
What is you told me before, the state park? What's the name of that?
So it's Hunting Island Beach and Lighthouse. It's the most visited state park in all of South Carolina.
That's a big statement. You can back that up, right?
You can back that up.
Okay.
So 5 miles of natural beachfront. It's got a great welcome center. Lighthouse, nature trails, biking trails. There's a campground.
Okay, that's cool.
Really, really great spot to visit.
Great. Okay. We are going to go over to Ladies Island now and take a look.
Yep.
And look at the Celadon and Whitehall over there, and then we'll end up at the Port Royal area.
Great.
Okay. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, we are in Port Royal. And Ethan was driving me over here, and it's like, look over there, they're doing that. Over there, they're doing that. The safe harbor, this, that. So once again, tell the people.
Thanks, John. So, so we're in downtown Port Royal. There's a lot going on here. It's another great area of Beaufort. It's only about 5 minutes from downtown Beaufort. Other shops, restaurants. The Spanish Moss Trail, which is the old railroad system that came through the heart of town, is now a 2-lane walking and biking path.
For 30 miles.
That's right. When it's all complete, it'll be just about 30 miles. It's going to come right into downtown Beaufort, where there's another big development coming. It's called Safe Harbor. is the developer that acquired the land from the South Carolina Ports Authority. You know, it's about 50 acres of pristine waterfront development, where we just were downtown Beaufort. In context, it's about 10 acres of waterfront. So this is going to be a larger new development. Right now they're in the final stages of approval. There's going to be a marina, shops, restaurants, maybe boutique hotels, just lots of exciting new things coming to downtown Port Royal.
How many marinas do they manage?
So I believe that Safe Harbor, they're one of the largest marina operators in the world. I think they own about or own and operate about 180 to 200 marinas globally. I believe that they're going to make this their marina headquarters here in downtown Port Royal. So everything's going to revolve around the marina and different office spaces, and then lots of boating activities, retail sales for boats, things like that.
And you told me it's the deepest
natural port on the entire East Coast is Port Royal, South Carolina.
That's amazing, really.
Yep.
You're sure?
I'm sure.
People are
I'm sure.
watching.
I know it.
Okay, all right.
I'm sure.
So we are standing in front of Fish Camp, and I have another video that I did on Fish Camp. Just a great spot. There's another one over in Hilton Head Island, I believe, right?
Yep, that's right. Owned by the same group.
Yeah. So these guys jumped on real quick because they knew all this development's coming.
Correct. You know, it's pristine location. A brewery actually just opened up next door called Shell Ring. Great nightlife, great food selection, local beers that are brewed right here on site. They've got other planned restaurants coming in the near future as well.
And what was I going to? Oh, how far are we from where we were before in downtown Beaufort?
5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, 5 minutes from downtown Beaufort.
Okay. That's amazing. So this whole housing, all of that's going to pick up around here in this particular area.
Absolutely.
Is the word out on the Safe Harbor?
The word's out. You know, everything that you see in downtown Port Royal is going to somehow be associated with the port. The port has been in talks for the last couple of decades. It's finally here. You can see the cranes. You can see the big trucks starting to come in and really start with the development. But I think it's important for people to know that you know, Beaufort and Port Royal are very much involved in what is going to be developed in the Ports Authority. And with Safe Harbor, they want it to remain the small town feel, the small, you know, mom and pop shops, restaurants, things like that.
Right.
So,
God, that's great. Okay. Anything else on Port Royal?
You know, I think it's definitely something for people to look at. If you're looking at Beaufort, Port Royal has got to be on the radar to drive through. Lots of exciting things, some great houses and opportunities for housing here. They'll have another little small residential area here that'll be coming up in the next year or two, I believe, that coincides with the development. Definitely something to check out.
And one of the things we were talking about in the car is Bluffton, Hilton Head, they've got so many gated communities. And how many do you have in this area?
So Beaufort has 4 gated communities in the entire area.
80 or 90 over there.
Yeah, it's just...
So you got Dawtaw Island.
Yep, Dawtaw, Fripp Island, Harbor Island, and then Islands of Beaufort.
And Habersham's not gated, but it is its own developed community.
Correct. It's master plan community, no gate.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, that's it for Port Royal. We're moving to the next place. So let's talk about Celadon and Whitehall. You had mentioned those are pretty big areas you do a lot of business in. New home construction?
Yeah, so both communities are master plan communities, both within just a couple of minutes of downtown Beaufort. Whitehall is a new project, really on the ground level. Some of the first couple of homes are being built there. I really think it's going to be one of the most desirable communities in the entire area, specifically for the location. There's only going to be about, I think, 40 homes inside the community, and then there's a 10-acre park that overlooks the water that's actually owned by the city of Beaufort. You travel through the park and you go right over the downtown Beaufort Bridge into downtown. So for a master plan community, it's one of the only ones that you actually have downtown restaurant access just right out your front porch. Celadon is located just down the street. It's another master plan community. Both will have the Lowcountry style architecture homes. Celadon actually already has about 120, 130 homes already built out of 100.
Range?
5 to 900 is probably the majority. A few, maybe a little less, a little over. But they have a great wellness center there, so a health and wellness club that has daily classes, and there's a spa and 24-hour fitness facility. Both are in phenomenal locations for Beaufort.
Okay, and we drove by Beaufort Memorial, and you were talking quite a bit about the expansion. Can you expand on that a little bit? The hospital and what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got a wonderful, great new administration that's been there for about 7 or 8 years. They are bringing a lot of innovation and technology to the area. They're expanding, they're renovating, they're growing, and they're just a lot of innovation for the area, for the healthcare system.
Over in Bluffton, there's a Beaufort Memorial emergency care type of place over there, so they are expanding.
They're expanding a lot more into the southern part of the county as well, Bluffton and Hilton Head.
Okay, and do you ever go to Dawtaw? We get a lot of calls on Dawtaw Island. It is one of the kind of a gated community, kind of like we have over there.
Exactly. So it's one of the only gated communities in Beaufort that I'd say would have the same kind of structure as a lot of what you see in Bluffton and Hilton Head. So they've got 36-hole golf. They've got a large amenity package, deep water dock, restaurants.
And they've upgraded their amenities. I thought it was pretty nice.
Absolutely. They've done a lot of renovation and upgrades to the community over the years.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to say to YouTube land? Anything?
You know, I think if you haven't been to Beaufort or Port Royal, it's definitely something that you need to add to the list. So
okay, that's good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Ethan took his time out of his day to spend some time looking at some of the sights and sounds of Beaufort. So I appreciate that. And if you, I'm going to put Ethan's information down below in the video, cell phone, email, things like that. As I said, he is with Charter One Realty, which is in the heart of Beaufort, actually.
Absolutely, right in downtown Beaufort.
Right. So you can contact Ethan or you can call me. Either way, you're in good hands to find your dream home in the Lowcountry.